I'd like to share with you my story about Prevennia. In 1987, I was diagnosed with a disease called mastocytosis. Mastocytosis is very rare in adults, and it's also in the leukemia family. The most important thing at that time was for the doctors to get my body stabilized, and afterwards it just became a nuisance living with this disease. I really just had major joint pain, especially in my knees, and I did go in for cortisone shots to relieve the pain that I did experience in my knees. All I do now is on a yearly basis, I go in and get a complete physical and blood work to make sure my body stays stabilized. In 2008, I was introduced to Dr. Cavallari and Prevennia. A group of us went back to Omaha, Nebraska, and we went to the Epley Center for Cancer Research. And what we did is we submitted our urine to start the clinical trial. 2 weeks later, I received a call from Dr. Cavallari, and he sounded very concerned. He said, "John, we just did the test on your urine to measure your estrogen DNA addict levels, and your levels are at the same levels that people that already have cancer. And it's just a matter of time before you get cancer." And for the first time, I let him know that I have mastocytosis. And believe it or not, he knew a little bit about the disease. And he said, "Geez, we could not have wished for a better candidate than you with the condition that you have, because now we can actually monitor you after you take Prevennia to watch the levels of the estrogen DNA addicts." Thanksgiving of 2010, I was with my family, and my daughter asked me how I was feeling. And I said, "I feel fantastic." And she said, "Really?" She says, "You're not experiencing any more pain in your joints and along with your knees?" And I said, "Wow, believe it or not, I don't have any pain." And they were as surprised as I was, because they experienced living with me for many years, experiencing the pain that I had. So the next day, I called Dr. Cavallari and explained to him what took place on Thanksgiving. And I asked him, I said, "Does this have anything to do with Prevennia?" And he said, "John, it has everything to do with Prevennia. Your estrogen DNA addict levels were so high, you were so inflamed, that caused the pain in your joints, especially in your knees. There's no doubt in my mind that this is all about Prevennia." So every year I have to go in and get a complete physical and blood work. And last year I did it on a Monday. On Friday evening late, I got a call from my doctor. And I don't know how you would feel, but if you go in for tests on Monday and you get a call from your doctor late Friday evening, it's usually a case of receiving not good news. So I was extremely concerned. My doctor informed me, he said, "John, I'm in my office. I'm just reviewing all of your tests. And for all the years that you have been my patient, you have never had such good tests. Keep doing what you're doing, and it must be that product Prevennia that you're taking, and I really need to learn more about it." Everything that I just shared with you is documented in my medical files. Prevennia is the only product in the world that is proven to block DNA damage. So how do we get DNA damage? There's 4 major issues that cause DNA damage in our bodies. That's our genetics, our lifestyle, the environment, and our aging process. Our bodies is designed naturally to repair the damage in our DNA. Every health condition that we have, along with all of our diseases, start from DNA damage. Prevennia blocks this DNA damage from ever occurring. So if you don't have step 1, you never get to step 2. So just think of a product that actually is proven with over 40 years of research that actually blocks the DNA damage to our body. Please take the time, effort, and energy to view all the videos contained on our website, along with all the other additional information pertaining to the science behind Prevennia. Afterwards, I'm confident that you'll feel the way I did after I researched Prevennia for the first time, and you'll make the choice that you'll need to start taking Prevennia immediately and for the rest of your life. Welcome to the Prevennia family.